Hey, Kit and Michael. Um, I know the protocol. So I should say, I'm. My name's Jeremiah. I'm from Maryland. I'm 20 years old, and I've been trading ICT concepts since. I've been trading in general since May of 2023.
Okay.
Um,
Have you traded anything beyond ICT, or have you only traded ICT?
well, at the time I started with smart money concepts. I'm doing quote unquote
Well,
because
that's
I didn't
still
know.
SMC is
Yeah,
still ICT, and I'm
yeah,
I'm asking just
yeah.
because we do have a profile of trader that comes into Trader Roundup that when they're younger, at times they are what I would call a purist, meaning you've only encountered the market through SMC, ICT, through his concepts. And at times when we have those conversations, it's interesting to kind of pick their brain. But if you traded other concepts, then that's fine too. It's just good to know more or less where you're at. So anyway, you said you're
Yeah.
20. You've been trading.
Yes.
You're from Maryland. You've been trading for 3 years. SMC concepts. Pretty please go on.
Yep. I started with yes, it was the same concepts. Like I was learning about fair value gaps, order blocks, all the
Right.
PD arrays,
Yeah.
but I didn't really understand how price worked until maybe 2024 when I went ahead and watched the 2022 mentorship.
Okay.
Um, and then after that, I went to the 2024 mentorship around October, November
Has
range,
has
and
core
then
content been part of any of that, or have you just focused purely on the mentorships?
I've gotten up to month 8.
Ooh. Okay. Good.
For
That's I
for
I
me, it
like
was a
that.
little.
Good.
Yeah, up to month 8, and then I think it's very valuable, the short-term trading and all those, and
Seven.
but
Short
I'm
term
more of
trading
a
is 7. Right.
7,
High
yep, and then
probability is 8. Swing trading
mhm,
is 6. But yeah.
yep,
Anyway.
and that's when it started to get a little confusing when especially because of the new stuff is more refined, or like for indices and everything. So I was starting to confuse myself trying to involve the core content stuff
Okay,
as well
okay,
as
that's
the
good. That's
2020
good
concepts.
feedback. That's good feedback. How much of um how much of month 8 have you incorporated within your own schematic? And I say that, how important are standard deviations? How important is midnight?
Um, I can If I'm being totally honest,
Yeah, it
the
does.
month 6 through 8, I really didn't use too much
Okay,
implementation.
okay.
I really have a 2024 type of trading
Okay,
approach
so
where
you're
I use
pre-market
technical.
liquidity minor, you're mapping minor and major and minor buy side and sell side. Yes, sir.
I'll just tell you my model.
Okay.
I had a time where I used pre-market, but now I just wait till 9:30.
Ooh.
Um, I wait for a sweep of a previous session liquidity pool, either pre-market from 7 to
Okay.
9, the London or
So you're
Asia,
kind
and
of
then
applying 2026, really, right? Like you're kind of,
yeah, a lot of
I love
2026, but I
that.
like the opening range
Love
gaps
that.
though,
Love that.
the consequent encroachment. But I did have a few questions for you guys
I
today,
I mean,
honestly.
that's great. You're, I think, a really good person, and I hope that you have some good questions. So I really, it's nice meeting you, bro.
Nice meeting you as well. I've been loving these Twitter spaces. I listen to them at the gym and everything. Um, so first off, I have a technical question and I have psychology question. I hope you guys don't mind. So for technicals, I've had trouble in the last, I'd say, 6 months determining when I should look for my entry, because I wait for the higher low to be put in the AM session, and then I'm using an IFEG or the first presented for value gap, or I use a silver bullet to trade to an opposing liquidity pool. So my question to you is, when we see 10 a.m. news, I know in the past you said we can wait for the 10 a.m. news, um, wait till after it and wait 15 minutes, but I've seen in the recent days that the move will occur before the 10 a.m. news, or even um yeah, it'll occur maybe at 9:35 or at the macro, and then the 10 a.m. news will just trade to your draw and liquidity. So I was wondering what you guys do to avoid that.
Michael has fallen off. I don't know. I've tried to get the speaker tag back to him. So we have a few technical difficulties here. X is undefeated. So hoping Michael maybe just has to power down, power up, or leave the space and come back. Sometimes it's like like highlighting and like flipping up on the app, completely
Yeah,
closing it.
yeah,
There he is. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You're
yeah.
back. Undefeated, bro. Undefeated. We know.
Undefeated.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm thankful I came back in time to hear your question about timing and when you're taking your setups and whatnot. And before the news, usually you see the run. I think what you're noticing is what we've been talking about for the last couple of weeks now. We have an administration, whether you like him or don't like him.
Mm.
They found a little bit of a casino, and they know when they're going to post stuff, and somebody's positioning ahead of it. And I've always held that thought process because sometimes, in the past, over 30 some years, these reports have still always been there. But
Mm.
sometimes before the news, you've had these big explosions of price, and somebody knew something, and it's insider trading, and we can't do anything about it. You're going to see a lot of that type of stuff. You're going to see a lot of animation before the news drops, and you'll also see less follow through after the news comes in because they're positioning before the news. So and when I talk about how you have to either come to terms with you're trading with far less leverage and be willing to take things based on stronger confluences, maybe ahead of the news, and because you're not positioned so heavy, you can hopefully catch the ride in that. But if you're not willing to do that, you're going to be frustrated in these market conditions. Like knowing what you're looking for is one thing, but the timing aspects, that's what they're messing up. I don't think it's going to stay like this, but I think for the near future, it will be like this. So you have to adapt. That means trade less leverage, take what you think. In other words, if you think it's going to go higher, don't don't demand that you have to wait for that specific time. Like the macros, they're strong, they're great, they're wonderful. But I'm taking trades before the macro now. I'm taking trades just past the macro because I've seen enough evidence to know that they're just messing with it. And may manipulate it to a degree where it's just past the time or it gets a little bit early. And if I know what I'm looking for on a date unlike today, I will trade before the macro time. I have taken trades like that before years ago, and it's only based on seeing what goes on ahead of it, ahead of that news report. If there's a strong relative equal high, strong relative equal low, that it's basically hammering, saying, hey, look at me. I think I'm going to get hammered here. I'm not going to wait around to see in these type of conditions, see if I can get on board because I probably won't. And the run will start happening right before everybody else gets the opportunity to do it. So to answer your question, short and succinctly, you're going to have to determine what you want to do with it. Everything that's going on right now, everybody's being challenged. No matter what discipline you're trading with, everybody's feeling it. Everybody has it. And I don't have a magic bullet to clear it all up for you. I'm learning in these environments just like all of you are. And I'm adapting with my own concepts based on the time aspect. I want precision. I want things to happen at a specific time, but we have a joker in there that has a vested interest in making lots of money, and his cronies are doing the same thing. So you're not going to stop them. You can't bring it down. You're not going to change it. So you have to change the way you are going to engage with price. And that might mean front run the best entry, but using a smaller time frame in another closely correlated model. Not You're not front running your model's entry, but you have to blend a little bit of other strategies to get you in before that one might. For instance, 10 o'clock silver bullet. Okay, well, what happens if it's creating a turtle soup? That silver bullet should propel price further in the direction of. Maybe you're not a turtle soup trader, but maybe you'll start becoming one now because of the conditions we're in. So it's kind of like that mindset is what I'm trying to suggest to you. But what's your psychological question?
That was actually the best answer I could have had for that. I've been I had the feeling that maybe price action is a little bit shaky with what's going on with the politics, but I just didn't know if changing my approach during this time is something that I should do as a early trader 3 years in. I don't know if that's a smart thing to do, but I'll do some more back testing and see how often the first entry would work before the news. And when you say insider trading before news, are you including, let's say, a PMI report or is coming out or consumer sentiment? Are you saying
Everything.
okay?
Everything.
Okay, cool. Thank you for that answer. And second thing, I back in 2023, all the way up till I guess the end of 2023 until the start of 2025, I used to use Cameron's 30-second silver bullet model.
Mhm.
Cameron was the same age as me. The problems you said he had sounded super similar to what I go through. So I just it resonated with me heavy. Um, but I ended up giving up on it after over a year of using it and giving it a chance. But now I see Cameron's doing well. I was wondering what's your new approach to telling him
Just for
what is.
transparency, just for
Mhm.
transparency, he got blown out in crude oil. That big drop in crude oil that took him out. So he's refunding his account. That's something you guys can, make jokes about all you want, but he's trying. He did his thing, and that move was just too much for him. So it is what it is. Just because he's my son, and DNA's there, the markets are going to take what they're going to take, and if you offer it on the altar, they're going to take it from you. So don't think that he's killing it right now. He actually got tilted going after something in crude oil, and it just took him away. It took his money.
So less on the profit side of it, more on the psychology side. What are some things that as a young person in this time, you see people making money online or you see people trading and doing good. What are some like your most uncommon advice? You've given a lot of advice in the past about this topic, but what are some things that you think we could work on a day-to-day to get better at these types of things and not fearing missing a single move?
Well, the journaling is that's the whole central tenet to doing it because that's navigation.
Mm.
That's navigation of troubled waters, knowing what you're focusing on, reminding yourself what you're doing it for, and not being toxic. Not well, I just mentioned it, Cameron. He he is a gamer mentality kind of guy. He's very competitive. He's very just, and he's probably going to give me some shit now because I said it publicly, but it's good for him. It's good medicine because once you release all that stuff and you say, okay, you prove to the world you're human too. You're human. There's nothing wrong with that. You're just starting. You're going to hurt yourself again a couple more times over the next 5 years. You're learning. But if you make it a case of it has to be perfect and it'll fail any time while trying to build up, that's defeat. You're slowly killing yourself with a thousand cuts. Eventually, it's going to get to the point where you can't take it anymore, and you just don't want to trade. And that's what separates traders from dabblers. And by constantly, logging, journaling, positive self-talk, saying, "Okay, let's be realistic. What did I do to myself? What am I doing to myself? What will I do to myself on how I think?" Because those actions are not spur of the moment type things. You've come up with an idea in the previous days and weeks leading up to that event. When you blew your account, it didn't happen because of that one day event. There's things that built up. And if you journal, you'll be able to see this is where I was struggling. And I wrote these annotations in there and I was sweet talking myself and was trying to keep myself positive. But even in this little annotation here, you can see the venomous thing in there. I'm hiding my future self in a quagmire of doubt and miserable thinking and toxic thinking. So if you use your journal properly, you won't do those things and it won't create this necessity for you to feel vindicated in the public's eye. It won't make you feel like you need to be vindicated in the presence of your family members and people that you told that you're a traitor. By managing all that stuff, your journal is the central point of navigation. Like that's your GPS. It reminds you where you're at in proximity to where you started. So you have a baseline measurable measurement of real progress, and you're not allowing negative in there. You're identifying them, but you're saying, I'm thankful I had this opportunity to learn how to experience this and find something to prevent it from happening in the future. That's not what we do in the beginning. That's not what's taught in this industry. We're never taught that. We're not taught that in school. Look at our grading system: pass or fail, pass or fail. In trading, you're going to fail a lot in the beginning. And we equate that because we've been institutionalized through through the school process, at least in the Western society, and it sets you up for failure, 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 failure. It's not failure; it's progress. Every single time someone worked on a real medicine, not the bullshit they put out now, they have trial and error. Trial and error. What were they working towards? A process till the end. Every science is the same thing. Trial and error, trial and error. These things have to be viewed the same way when we're developing ourselves as traders. And your laboratory experiments are journaled and logged in that little spiral notebook or 3-ring binder, or if you're like me, spend some money on your journal. It'll be hard for you to not want to use it when you spend a good bit of money on it. Otherwise, you'd wasted money and sits over there and you won't touch it. When it's a little bit of money spent on it, not just some like a Mead notebook, you'll pour into it valuable perception and interests that you have in watching price action. Over time, they will build up and they will fortify you. But in the beginning, you don't even know why you're doing it because you haven't yet seen the benefits of having done so. So by constantly keeping yourself grounded in what you're aiming for, how often are you looking at your model and your goals? How many times are you doing that in a month? Every week you should be telling yourself, this was my goal when I started and this is where I'm at right now. How am I progressing? You're not tinkering with it, you're not adding to it and making it even loftier, but you're constantly reminding yourself, I'm working towards this goal. I may not be there, but I'm working towards it. I learned something that I didn't know last week or yesterday. And I feel empowered because now it didn't take me out of the game, but I've seen something in here now that I can recognize. So when it happens again, I'm not going to get caught off guard. So it's that positive aspect of saying, I did something incorrect. I didn't do something right. I didn't enter where I should have, or I didn't place my stop loss at the right place. But it gave me intel. It gave me something to use for the future. And that's the hard part in the beginning. You have to give yourself enough leeway and liberty and forgiveness to stay in it long enough to see where your shortcomings are so you can correct them and keep yourself calibrated in the right direction. And nobody does a real good job of doing that. I don't think I do it either, but I'm trying my best to try to bring those things to the forefront of your mind in these spaces.
Thank you for that. I'm gonna work on recentering myself to the goals and giving myself 3 years. It feels like a million years as a 20-year-old, but for you, you're probably thinking 3 years is nothing compared to
It's
like
nothing.
you're 34, 35. Or
If you were going after a master's degree, would you be complete right now in your third year?
I wouldn't even be doing my undergraduate.
There you go.
Yeah.
So why would you expect this? This is the most difficult thing on the planet to overcome. You're up against the greediest people that have all the control mechanisms to make things pan out in their favor. And you have all these world geopolitical things. And things are expensive, so everybody's feeling the pinch at the cash register. And you have youth. You sound like a young guy. How old are you?
I'm 20.
Oh yeah, so you're at it. I mean, you think you got to go out and do everything fast. You don't.
Yeah.
You don't. Just settle down and grow rich slowly. You'll get there.
He literally just said he's like really resonates with Caleb, Michael. Like it's like you're talking to your son right now.
Yeah, when you were back in 2023, when you were ranting about Cameron, like the things he was going through, I was doing the same things. I was like, dang, he's talking to both of us right now. So those help me more than you know, for sure.
Well, I hope you guys appreciate honesty because I share things that none of you are entitled to know. Like
Agreed.
none of you are entitled to know these things. I could sit back and pretend and let you all think that he's going to be the next, big thing. And he's struggling because he wants to be the next big thing. And I keep having to remind him that just because you have the desire to do so, and you have the want to do so, and you have the youth and the energy to do so, and whatever you want to do, even if you can't find the ability to refund the account, if you show me that you calibrate yourself, I will fund you. I don't fund him. I want him to feel all these things because if he does it like this, he will care more about the decisions he makes in the future and try not to repeat these things. So I say it because I want you all to understand that we're all human. We all go through this stuff in the beginning. No one's exempt from it. Just because they're my kids, I'm not babying them. I'm not giving them the easy way. I'm putting their asses through it. And they always say, like, if we ever got on the like a podcast like this, you'd be like, what the fuck? Like this, what a piece of shit that you are. You should be able to do this and this and this and this and this for them. What would I be teaching them? What would I teach? They're already fucking rich. They don't have to worry about anything if something happens to me. They don't have anything to worry about. But for them to learn how to do this properly, there's no shortcuts. Just because you have my fucking last name, you came from my loins, doesn't mean that doesn't mean shit. You still got to earn it. You still got to work for it. You have to do this on your own steam. I'm not gonna pour myself into here, follow dad's signal today. Follow this, follow it. Fuck that. I'm not gonna do it. And my oldest son got pissed off because I wouldn't do it. He actually stopped talking to me for a couple years because of that. You're the worst piece of shit father in the world. Okay. And then he grew up. Then he realized, oh shit, the world doesn't owe me anything, and dad's actually doing it the right way. Right. Right. But when you're young, you think you know everything. And when you have a parent that's fucking rich, you think he's supposed to give it to you because you're his kid. Bullshit. Bullshit. It doesn't work like that. So just take that under advisement, because when you do get rich and you build yourself up and you do have children, this world teaches entitlement. They do. They teach it. It's ingrained in them. And when he brings his friends around and like, man, what the fuck? You know, this is crazy. And you should ask your dad for it. And they tried it when they were younger. And a couple of times I've embarrassed them in front of their friends. I said, why the fuck do I got to give my kid that? Why would I want to do that? Would you do that? Yeah, I would. No, you wouldn't. Not if you fucking love them. Not if you care about them. You want them to grow into a fucking strong man. You got to let them go through some shit. You got to let them do it. And that's the problem in this world. They've been coddled. The millennials, a lot of you guys, you're not prepared for this real shit if you're not prepared for it. And I'm a rare bird. Like there's not a lot of me where I'm spending my fucking time encouraging you and calibrating the way you should be thinking. It's not something that people do. Now, if you paid somebody, a motivational coach, and they were worth listening to because they've done something in their life, then that's another way of doing it. But generally, people don't want to waste their fucking time on other people because generally, most of you aren't going to listen to me. I've had a lot of people come through the fold and say, well, he's an asshole. Okay. But that market still did what the fuck I said I was going to do. And that's all I said. That's my only claim to understanding. That's it. And I know how people think. And my kids are adjusting to that. Caleb, not Cameron, Caleb is the only one out of my boys who I was the hardest on. He got more ass beats than any of them added up. Add them all up. He got more of them. He was ornery as shit. But out of all my sons, I can rely on him most. He's the most grounded. He's the most dependable. He's the most one that's dialed in with this stuff. You think that's a fucking coincidence? You think that just happened because, the stars aligned? No. It was harder for him. And he recognized it. Shit, he hates asking for anything. He hates for anybody to know he has a need for something. Because the dad in me is, do you have something as an answer for this? Or is this an emergency waiting? I got it, Dad. I got it, Dad. And he'll do without. That's a fucking man. He doesn't complain to me. He doesn't say, man, this is some bullshit. Cameron will complain. Caden doesn't have real world experience yet like that. My daughter, fucking train wreck. Drama City. Cody had a rough patch in our relationship. Now he's a dad. He's finding himself. Being my child doesn't exempt them from real world shit. And I would be a terrible piece of shit of a fucking dad if I didn't let them experience that stuff. I would never let them be homeless. I would never let them fail entirely, but I don't save them from mistakes that they're making. And some of you want that done for you as a mentor teaching you. I can't spare you everything. I can't spare you any of that stuff. You're going to experience it. So what I do is I tell you, prepare for it, make allowances for it, and then you manage yourself like an adult, a functioning adult. Make plans, make adjustments. Make plans, make adjustments. You may have a curveball thrown at you. Some bullshit happens in the market, you get wiped out. Well, that's what happens. I got fucked up in 9/11. I couldn't get out of my fucking trade. I could not get out of the fucking trade. They wouldn't open the fucking market. And I knew every day that they didn't open it up, it was going to be fucking worse. And it was. Fucked me all up. I couldn't think straight. I learned from that. I didn't learn right away, but I learned. And you see everybody out here trying to tell you the fucking sugar gumdrop laced diabetic coma mentorships. It's all money, baby. Let's fucking go. We're going to make all this fucking money. They hate us because they ain't us. Hello. The whole fucking time, they're shitting bricks because if they only had to rely on their fucking trading and not their affiliate marketing bullshit, they'd be fucking broke. So they got to hype you up. I'm not a fucking hype man. I'm going to rear into your fucking ass and say straight up, you better man the fuck up and prepare yourself for some hard ass shit. It ain't going to be easy. But when you get it, there ain't a motherfucker out here that can take it from you. They can't tell you don't know anything because you can do it. And you're not going to fall victim to days like this. Look at that fucking market right now. Look at the fuck it's doing. They're going to run down there and take that fucking low that took the CPI out, and they're going to trade right to that 260. But they didn't want anybody in there. They don't want anybody in that because that's their target. And all of you want these real simple, small little stop losses because you want to go online and say, I only risked 3 points. How much time did you almost shit yourself while you're taking that trade? I'm not impressed by that. I'm very much appreciative of individuals that come forward and say, I'm struggling with this and it's a work in progress. That's honesty. And you don't see a lot of that right now. Everybody knows every fucking thing, but you only see it afterwards in hindsight. Walk us through it every day. Walk us through it. Let us walk in your shoes with you every day. Tell us what's going on. What are you dealing with? What stresses? Because that's the reality of this. You still have the people you have to work with and you go into your job. You still have to live with the person you're married to or living with. The fucking car that's got all kinds of problems. You have to deal with that still. It's a source of stress. But you still have to do what you have to do here. And you can't let any of that stuff or anyone rip you out of focus. You got to stay dialed in. And it's fucking hard. It's hard as shit. And believe me, as a dad, and I have means. I have limitless fucking means. And it's a struggle. Sometimes I'm crying. And I ain't fucking afraid of, and I ain't embarrassed to say, I fucking weep because I want my fucking kids to get it together. Because my biggest fear is I'm laying on my deathbed and I'm looking at them, and the only thing they can do is maybe keep up with whatever I've done in the YouTube channel. Fuck that. It's peanut money. I don't even make any fucking real money there because they give up. That's what I'm afraid of. I don't want them to give up. If the Lord takes me out and I'm laying on my deathbed, I want to be able to look at my kids, at least have one of them standing in my shoes. Then I can lay my head down and say, okay, I'm good, because one of them will still have another of me. That's why I talk like this to all of you, because I'm talking to them. That's why it's genuine. That's why it's fucking real. All those videos on that YouTube fucking channel, they're not yours. They're my kids. And I don't give a fuck if anything is there is offensive to you. I don't give a fuck if you don't like me. I don't give a fuck. Because I'm pouring me into my kids. And sometimes it's going to have words that's going to probably be offensive to you. I don't give a fuck. Because I need them to understand. I need them to understand. If I leave by any other way, it could have happened today. That fucking joker could have squeezed that fucking trigger and I would have been smoked. And you would have heard about it on the fucking news. That's okay. I'd be in heaven. But you're like, wow, what the fuck happened? And can you imagine all the conspiracies that would have started with that? They took him out the fucking Matrix. That's what would have happened. It was some joker that has no control of his own fucking life. And he's got all these problems. And he wanted to run into me because he's in a hurry. And I wasn't even an obstacle to him. But that's how you were trading. Just like that motherfucker this morning. Crazed up. Pissed off. I got to get something. It's got to be my way. It's got to be my outcome. Who the fuck are you, the man that has to be like that for you? The entitlement level is off the chain right now. If my daughter would have inclined herself to want to learn how to do this, I can tell you, I probably would have been bald. I probably would have lost all my fucking hair. Simple. Because she's emotional. She's one way over here, one way over there. She's all over the place. And it's probably a blessing by the Lord that she doesn't trade. But my boys, all of them have their own unique personalities. Caleb, I think right now, is the only one equipped to be able to do this long term, even learning directly from me, even with my best. My best doesn't protect them. They still fuck up. They feel like they're, oh, I can't lose. Over leverage. Smaller stop loss. I want to impress Dad. I saw what he did the other day. Dad, I saw what you did. It went right, almost straight to the tick. I want to do that. They'll do that, son. Well, what is he going to do? He's going to do that. 20% of his fucking count wasted in 3 days because he's trying to impress me. Impressing me is not fucking building your equity. Okay? That's why I don't high five you when you show me your fucking trades on X. Look at this, bro. Check this out. I'm using your concepts. All credit to ICT. I didn't put you in that fucking trade. Don't credit me. Who gives a fuck about me when you took that trade? You took it. All of the glory is yours. All the hardship and heartache is yours. That's the rule here. That's the rule. And even my own children try to bend on that rule. And they have a vested interest in trying to impress me because they're my offspring. So they're still caught up in the same bullshit you feel. But it's worse for them because I'm their dad. Imagine what's going on through their mind. I don't want to fail, Dad, because I would hate to make you feel like I can't do it. You were doing it, but you're doing extra shit now. You're going outside of what was defined for you as a plan. You start tinkering with shit when it's working. You do more than what's necessary. You over leverage, you put more on, you make good money, and you think it's not good enough for you. Motherfucker, you made $17,000 in 40 fucking minutes. Who the fuck ain't impressed by that? Everybody out there wants to fucking do that, but that's not enough for you. Why? I don't know. Right. So if you don't want the fucking why you're doing it, why would you go back in there and fucking risk more? Believe me, you would not want to be my fucking son because I put my foot in their fucking ass doing dumb shit. I'm not going to give them my motherfucking money so they can do dumb shit. That's twice as bad as just dedicating the mistakes in their own money. They got to learn this shit. I'm not Dr. Jekyll with them when they make a mistake. I'm Mr. Hyde. What the fuck did you do that for? You were fucking told this is exactly what you should not be doing. And what the fuck did you do? You went right back in there and did something stupid. $17,000. Give me $17,000 right now. Go to your fucking bank account and give me $17,000 right now. Oh, you can't do that? Right, because you just fucking lost it. You just gave it fucking back with interest. How's that fucking feel? How's that make you fucking feel? Because your ass should be puckering right now. You should be feeling uncomfortable right now. Because if you ain't feeling it, you're fucking brain dead. Nobody owes you shit. $17,000. Think about that, motherfucker. That's only $4,000 more than it cost me a month just for fucking utilities on my properties. And you just pissed it away because you want to impress. What the fuck? Look around on social media. It's the same shit. They're trading appreciation. That's the fucking model they're trading with. They're trading with fucking clout. They're not trading a fucking model. They're trading importance, significance. And you're all going to fucking be bankrupt doing that shit. Your fucking journal has to keep you calibrated. You remind yourself of the risks and the fucking dangers of not listening. And you cheerlead yourself. You don't go online and show everybody what the fuck you just did. You're inviting them into the equation where they took no risk And they have no business sharing in any of the fucking reward. Argue against me. Make a fucking argument against that, because you can't. And that's why everybody's fucking up. And in my own children, when they have something that works, they want to come out, especially Cameron. He wants to come out and flex on all you motherfuckers. And I told him, I said, can you imagine how the internet would love to hear about that? Yeah, I know, Dad. I know. Right. So now I gave it to him. You better fucking learn. You better fucking learn. Because this is how it happens. This is how you learn. You take it on the fucking chin. You say, you know what? I'll eat that. I got you. I won't ever do that again. I won't ever do that again. Right. That's why I did it the way I did. And that's why I talked to him the way I fucking talked to him. And I don't need a parenting fucking advice from somebody else. If you even think you're going to send me some shit, go fuck yourself right now. Fuck yourself deep, long, and dry. Because I don't give a fuck about anybody else's opinion about how I'm raising my fucking kids. None of you are in my position, and they're not your fucking responsibility. They're all fucking adults. So, yes, you're actually taught the better way publicly, the more politically correct way. You all say, oh, I wish I was your son. No, you don't. The fuck you do. You don't know shit. I tear into their fucking ass. Think about it.
11:50. I like the time.
Who's offended?
What's that?
Who's offended? I want to know who's offended.
Nobody.